So we have our project calculator, as I told you, and in our first approach, we just created only some 1, 2, 3, and the root component is already there. So we created 3 components. We have just button, and then we have screen, and then we have cart, which will surround. It's just a container for all our application. Maybe what we can do now, we can put each 4 button now in one container, and we can do that actually if we want to. So if you want to, we can just go here and let's name it row.gsx. And of course, I need to create a CSS for it. So let's create the CSS for it. Row.css. Let me go to my row component here, and here I need to just to create a template. So I'm going to use a shortcut like that. Voila, I don't need React. And here prop I will do. Okay. So what do you think the prop will be here in the row component? So if I go to app.gsx, as you can see, so my row component, it will be this one here, as you can see. It will be this guy here. So that it will be. So what I need to do really, I need to create a div now with class row. And then after that, my data here, the data I will need to pass what it will be. So what is the row here? What is the row?
Array.
I'm sorry?
Array.
It's an array, yes. So my row here, it will be an array here, as you can see. So the data I will pass, actually, it will just be an array here. And like that, I don't have to loop 2 times through my array. So I don't have to create map and map again because I have a row. I want just to create a row and not single button. So let's try to do whatever I need. So first, I will need a div with class row. Let's go here. And in here, my data, what should I name it here? Maybe you can name it row data. Row data like that. And I will need a div, as I told you, as what was the class? The class was row, right? Yes, no? I'm just trying to refactor my code. So that's what I want to create now in my component. So here I need a div with class row. That's it. And of course, I now will receive my row here. My row here, it will be an array. So I need to map through it. And then I need to create a button for each button here. So because inside the row, I will have a 4 button. And in this example, I will not need to insert the button here. I will need to insert the button component inside the row. Okay, now that's fine here. So what do I need to do here? Can anyone tell me what do I need to do? This one should be at the top, actually. Let's go here. I need one component here, and I need to import my CSS. Import dot slash, which is called row dot CSS. Voila. I will need to import my component, which will be button. So I need to say import button. Voila. That should be fine here. So here, raw data, what do you think it will be? Raw data. What it will be? Guys, I just explained it. The raw data, what it will be?
Array.
It will be an array. What's the problem is you? So here I can just say prop type dot array dot is required. Of course, it's required. I need it. So now what do I need to do here? Well, I need to create some JavaScript now here. As you can see, this one is array. So I need to loop through it. Now I will remove my code from here. I will remove. So I need to do the same here. So array data dot map, I will have one bottom and I need to create my bottom this way. So it's not really difficult. Actually, what I can do, I can just copy this one. And now I can go to my component. I'm just refactoring my component. I'm not doing something big. So I will just do this one. Of course, now I don't have row, but I have row data. So let's click on this one. And other than that, everything should work correctly. No problem at all. But now I will need a click handler. Of course, I need to import my click handler here. So my click handler, it will not be inside the main here. Okay. Or maybe I can just pass my click handler here in my data. So I have here and I can have click handler. Click. Voila. And click handler, what it will be? What will be my click handler?
A function.
Yes, of course it will be a function. Voila, and that's fixed. So what did I do here? Well, I did not do anything. I just create a row, and in row, I'm passing the raw data, which will be an array. And also I pass click handler. That's fine, that's good. Now here, I'm just creating a div with class row, and then I'm looping through my bottom. Of course, the row here, the raw data, it will be an array. So I will have different bottom. I have 4 bottom. For each bottom, I'm creating a component bottom. I'm passing the key. The key, it will be bottom value. Text, it will be this one style, just to add different here. If for normal bottom, I will add btn class. But for the other, for equal, specifically, I will add btn and equal, just to color it differently. And then in click handler here, which I will pass it as well here, I need to execute it and pass the value here. That's simple. I didn't change anything now. Now what I can do here, I can go to my app.jsx, and actually I can remove this one if I want to. I can remove all of that. Voila. And now what I can do here, that's my click handler, it receives a value, that's fine. Now for each row, what should I do? Now for each row, what should I do? For each row, what should I do? Hello? For each row, what should I do? I'm mapping now through the row, as you can see. So I have 1 row, 2 rows, 3, and 4. I'm looping through them. And for each row, I need to create a component, which we name it.
Row.
Oh, so I just need to import it. So I don't need to import the button here. I need to import the row. Import row from a component row, that's it. And now all I have to do now here, I can just create my component. My component here, it will be row, like that. And in row, of course, I need to pass a few stuff here. Can anyone tell me what should I pass? So what should I pass in a row? If I go to the component row, what should I pass? I need to pass the row data, and I need to pass click handler. And also I need to pass something else. I told you whenever I'm looping through something in React, I need to pass key. That's it. I don't know what's the problem. It's super simple. So here I need to pass first the key. And the key here, I can make it just the index because I have the index here. So let's just pass the index. Now I need to pass raw data. So raw data like that. And raw data here, of course, it will be just my row. Voila. And in here, I need now to pass on click function, or we call it click handler, if I'm not mistaken. Click handler, which will be equal to my click handler, which will be this one. Click handler. Voila. That should be good. Of course, click handler was a problem here. Yeah, I have comma here, which shouldn't exist. And voila. Now my code has become much more simple. Why? Because now I need to loop through my array of bottom one time only. I'm just looping one time. Then I have the row, and the row, of course, it will be an array, as you can see, this one, and this one, which is nice. I have the index as well. So I'm creating now a row component. The key, it will be the index. Why? Because the index of this one is 0, this one 1, this one 2, this one 3. So it will be unique. Fine. Raw data, well, that's my raw data here. Okay, click handler, that's my click handler. I'm just passing it here. Should be simple. Okay, now what do I need to do here? What I need to do, actually, I need to go to, what do we name it? App.jsx, no, CSS. What do we name it? Calculator, that's not what I want to. The row had a class, if I'm not mistaken, right? What was the class? What was the class of row? It was just row. Here, I don't think, I'm not sure if I add any class, any to row. So for now, let's just say display flex wrap, no wrap. I don't think I need it. So I don't think I have a class called row, but anyway, let's go to my calculator. Let's refresh. Nothing changed actually. 1 multiplied by 5, and it's equal to 5. But now, as you can see, now I have extra component. So I have now the card, I have the screen, and I have 4 rows. Why 4 rows? Because I have in my data, as you can see, if I go to app.jsx, well, I have how many rows? 1, 2, 3, 4. And as you can see now, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. The key is the index 0, 1, 2, 3. And inside each row, I have 4 buttons, as you can see. 1, 2, 3, 4. And they are the same exactly, nothing changed, as you can see. But now my code is much more simpler. So I don't have now to loop 2 times, as you can see here. I can even make it a little bit more simple if I want to. I can take this component here. And so I will put all the rows. Let's go back to my Xcalid row. Or no, I don't need it actually. Now here I have now component, that's my row, as you can see. So I have 4 rows, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I can put all of those inside another component, as I told you. And like that, all my bottom here, all my rows, so all my bottoms, or 4 bottoms, it will be inside one row component. And now here, all the 4 rows, it will be inside one component. And maybe we can name it main if we want to. So let's try to name it main. So let's create another component. Do you have a better naming for this component? Diniando?
Yeah.
Do you have a better naming for the component which includes the numbers?
Uh,
I don't like main.
Number pad.
Pad, maybe, yes, number pad. It's okay. Number pad. So let's name it number pad for now. .gsx. Voila. And now here I will need to create CSS for it. So it will also be number pad. Number pad. .css. So as you can see, if I divide my component to smaller component, my code, it will be much better. Let's try to create our template. So HYF-BE like that. I don't need React from here. Let's remove it. Let me import the CSS directly so I don't forget. So import dot slash, it was number pad .css. That's what I want to. The props for now, I don't need them. And let's go to our main component here. So what do I want to do? I want to create a component which will include this one here, as you can see. So I will need to create a div with class BT in container. And then here I will need to receive my data. And what my data will be, it will be BT in value. What is BT in value? What is BT in value? What is BT in value?
Array.
It's array of arrays. It's array. So that's my BT in value. Voila, that's my data here. So let's try to create this one. So I will need a div with class BT in container. So I'm just gonna copy this one. Voila, let's go to my BT in, I'm sorry, numbers, this one. So it's already div there. And let's add a class to it. Class, and voila. And in here, I will need to receive my data. But what my data, it will be here. So let's name my data. What do we name it here? Let me see. We name it buttons value. So let's name it also button value. It's okay. That's here. Let's name it buttons value. Okay, that's fine. So buttons value here, what it will be the value? What do you think it will be? It will be also an array, of course. So here, this guy here, it will be an array. So it will be array of arrays, as you know. Okay, fine. So I'm passing this one here. So what should I do now here? It's an array. What should I do? Well, I can go here. And if I want to, I can now take this code from here, copy it, and go here and insert it here. And it will work actually. But I don't have the row component. What should I do? I don't have the row component. What should I do? I can import it simply. Row from rows. Voila, that's it. I did import the row, but now I don't have a click handler. Well, I can pass a click handler. So let's receive it as a prop click handler. And problem fixed. Okay, I did not add click handler here. So what is click handler? It's just a function, as you can see. Voila. Now I can go to my app.gsx if I want to, and I can remove all of that. I don't need all of that. But I will need something here. I don't need the row anymore. Now I need to import my component, which we name it number pad, right? So now here I can just reuse my component here. So I will have a screen, then I will have a number pad like that. And of course, the number pad, I will need to pass some props. as you remember, right? So what props do I need for the number pad? Let's go to number pad here and see. Well, I need the button value. So let me copy this one, I need click handler. So app.gsx, and here I will need this one. And of course, this one, it will be just my data, which will be the btn value, and I need to pass my function, which will be click handler. And voila, that's click handler. And now, as you can see, my component here is in this guy here in the app.gsx. It's very lean, actually. So I have nothing here, as you can see, just card, screen, and number pad. So let's see here if I have everything. I should have everything. Everything should be fine. I'm just passing this one from this one to this one, so not a problem. I need to include here the btn container. So let's see, where is btn container? Where's CSS? That's calculator container. Yeah, but it's not calculator. It's btn, if I'm not mistaken. Just a second. Here. So let's try to Control X this one and try to go to number pad here. And let's add this one. And let's see if something changed here. Well, nothing changed actually. But as you can see now, if I click here, see, I have a component which is called number pad. So, and how many components do I have? Well, I have 3 components, as you can see, in the main, the root component or the main component app.js. I have card, I have screen, and I have the number pad, which include everything. And if I try to execute something, let's see if that working, still working. But now in the number pad, now I have rows, and each row now I have my button. Voila. So it's the same approach exactly without any problem. But now I will have more component, but in my app.gsx, now my code, it will be, as you can see, it will be very lean. In the beginning, I have to look 2 times. Now I don't have to. In my number pad, I am just passing the value, this data here, and then I am passing, and even I can actually take this number here if I want to. So I can just do Control X here. I don't think I will need this one because I don't need them here actually. So let's go to number pad, and I can put my data here if I want to. Voila. And now here I will need to btn value. Okay, passing error, identify button value has already been declared. Yes, it's been declared, but now I'm gonna get rid of them. So here I will not pass my button from the app.gsx. I don't need them anymore. I just need my piece of state, and I only need my function, which is click handler. Other than that, I don't need anything because the button number here, I need it inside the number pad. I don't need it here. And now here is the number pad. I have my data here, as you can see. It's a little bit small. It's not big. I'm just looping through this data. I'm creating different row. I have a component for row. And for each row, I'm passing the row data, and I'm passing my click handler function. And now if I go to row, what I'm doing, well, I'm receiving my raw data, which will be an array. I'm looping through them, and I'm creating different bottom, as you can see. And of course, the click handler, I'm executing it on the bottom. And if I go back to my component, refresh, multiply by 6, it still gives me 6, as you can see. And nothing has changed, but now my code become a little bit better. Voila. Question? 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 No? Not even one question?
Yeah, I have one, but I will try to do it. I'm not sure that it will work. So is it possible to create just one array with button value inside of it? We can loop it with for each. And is it good practice if we can use like 12 buttons? Just export each button separate and put inside this button its own value, like index and function. Can you open your
Which one?
number pad?
Mm-hmm.
So here we have const number pad and btn values, and we have array. Inside this array, we have 4 other arrays.
Mhm.
Can we create only one array,
Yes,
then loop through this value,
yes, you can.
and inside up JS6,
Mm.
can we create 12 buttons separate, like when return after line 24, 25, we add like 12 buttons,
I
12
understand you.
components.
I
And
understand.
inside each component, we put its own value, index, and the function.
It is possible, yes. It's again, I'm telling you here, React is flexible. It's really up to you. For me, I prefer why I put these guys here in a array of array. It's just because I want to put this guy in one div. But if you can, for example, just pass one array with this value and after that play with the CSS, it's fine. It's okay.
Yeah, because for me, it looks really complicated because it's simple project and we have so many files, so many stuff inside. And yeah, I believe that there is some way to make it more simple.
It's simple, by the way. It's not complex. It's simple because now I just have a button component, and after that I have card component. I have then row component, which is just include an array of 4 buttons. Then I have number pad, which will be including array of array. But if you don't like this approach, you can put all of them inside one array. But then you need to work on CSS to make them the same stuff as I am making here.
Okay.
It's not complex. I mean, to have, but it's not as you think it's complex. Now, yes, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 component, but these component, as you can see, they're very simple. It's not complex component. And that's the idea. You need to all the time try to think of your component should not be big. Because if your component will be huge, big, the reusability of the component, it will decrease a lot. You will not be able to reuse it a lot because your component is very huge. But if my component, for example, is just a button, and now here, as you can see, I'm passing the class, I'm passing on click as a function, I'm passing the text. Now I can use it in any project I want to, not just in here. In any project, I can use this component. My card here is very simple. I can use it in any project. A number pad here is just a number of number. Well, I can use it again because what I'm doing here, I'm just looping through these guys and I'm just creating, I'm putting them inside the div. So these components are small. We have a lot of components that are small, but they are more reusable. You get my point?
Yeah.
Again, you can solve it in different approach. I try to give you the best approach, I think. But then again, it's different from one developer to another, so it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Samir.
Yeah. I'm gonna stop recording.